friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind GodUpdates and GodTube, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
Prayers pour in for Loretta Lynn's family after the death of the late singer's first grandchild. Written by Hallie Wells, read by Julie Provost. Loretta Lynn's first grandchild, Lynn Massey, died on August 20th, 2024, at the age of 59, and prayers are pouring out for the family of the country music legend. Lynn Massey was the eldest child of Loretta Lynn's eldest child. Now all three ladies may be together again. While the cause of death or diagnosis was not shared, Loretta Lynn's family began posting on Instagram on August 23rd. Betty Sue's daughter, Lynn Massey, Loretta's first grandchild, passed away this week after a long and difficult health battle. The post included a picture of Miss Massey. She was standing in front of a display of her grandmother's albums and smiling from ear to ear. Loretta Lynn raised 6 children and was blessed with 26 grandchildren. Lynn's mother, Betty Sue, was born when Loretta was just 16. Loretta married Oliver Doolittle Lynn when she was only 15. Betty Sue made Loretta a grandma when Lynn, named after her grandmother, was born just 11 months after Loretta gave birth to her youngest children, twins Peggy and Patsy. Loretta was just 34 years old at the time. Each July, following Betty Sue's death on July 29th, 2013, Loretta shared memories of her firstborn on Instagram. She spoke of Betty Sue's feisty and fun personality, and she wrote, in 2021, "Seemed like we were raising each other as young as I was. I fell in love with her the first moment I saw her. The two spoke nearly every day, and, like Loretta, Betty Sue was gifted to songwriter. She wrote Wine, Women, and Song, and The Home You're Tearing Down, which was recorded by her mother. Betty Sue, described as having a heart of gold, died at 64 of complications from emphysema. Loretta lived to be 90 years old, dying on October 4th, 2022. She was sleeping peacefully in her Hurricane Mills, Tennessee home. Betty Sue and Lynn did not live very long lives, but they were surely loved by a large and close family and fans worldwide. After the announcement of Lynn's recent death, 1,500 expressions of support and sympathy were shared on Loretta Lynn's official Facebook page alone. We know 3 generations of loving and talented women, so well remembered by many, are enjoying a wonderful reunion in heaven. May those left behind be comforted by the memories they shared together while on earth. Though he brings grief, he will show compassion. So great is his unfailing love. Lamentations 3:32. Pastor and wife were killed in a car accident, but their kids have a message of hope. Written by Julie Provost, read by Julie Provost. 3 siblings still have hope after losing their parents, Dr. Bobby and Wanda Mullins, in a car accident. On September 3rd, the couple was driving home from Baptist DeSoto Hospital, where Wanda worked, when their car was struck, and they rolled about 4 or 5 times. Dr. Bobby Mullins, senior pastor of Kirk Bible Church in Piperton, Tennessee, died on impact, while his wife of 44 years, Wanda, passed away in the hospital. Siblings Brandon Mullen, Melody Emerson, and Mallory McNabb spoke with WREG News Channel 3 about the loss of their parents. We're missing them earthly, but they were great parents, and they installed the faith in us that's carrying us right now, Brandon said, holding back his tears. Losing both of your parents in a car accident has got to be one of the most heartbreaking things to have to go through. But these 3 siblings lean on their faith to get through this difficult time. Just a week before the crash, Pastor Mullen shared a sermon from 2008 titled, Living Like You're Dying, on his Facebook page. In the post, he wrote, "Living like you're dying. What if you only had 1 month to live? How would you make each day meaningful? How would you relate to others differently? What would you do to make the rest of your life really matter? You are old enough to die the minute you're born. But what can you do now with living your life to the fullest every day in the time you have left on earth?" What a profound post. With what happened just a week later, it is a reminder that you never really know what the future holds or how much longer you have on earth, that you really need to live in a meaningful way. The sermon now had over 87,000 views. This is something my dad couldn't comprehend, and that message, I believe, was clearly something that God had laid out for him, Brandon says of his dad's video. It was almost essentially his eulogy. The three siblings went on to share a hopeful message when it came to the loss of their parents. And now that even there's such heartbreak, that Christ is still being glorified through all of this is incredible, Mallory says. Through this loss, Christ is still at the center of it all. While the siblings are grieving and missing their parents, they know that they are together in heaven, and this brings them so much peace. That's why, as horrific as this has been, we are thankful that God saw fit to take them both, Melody says, because we can just not imagine them living without the other. Dr. Bobby and Wanda Mullins were married in 1980, had 3 children and 4 grandchildren, and served together for 40 years. They lived a life of service and will be missed by their family and community. Although life will include heartbreak, we can rest in the knowledge that God is always walking with us through it. He is there, and one day we will be with him in heaven. Fear you not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. Yes, I will uphold you with the right hand of my righteousness. Isaiah 41:10.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.